And it's believed armed men sent from Kiev have attacked the Crimean Interior Ministry. And RT's Igor Piskunov can tell us more right now live. Hi there, Igor. So bring us up to date.
Over the night, several groups of armed men sent from Kiev tried to capture several administrative buildings here in the Crimea, including the Interior Ministry. But self-defense squads, as they're known here, repelled the attack, although several people are reported to have been injured. Although this is according to the local prime minister, who has now announced that he is putting all the local security services in the Crimea under his control, including the police, the military, the navy, and border guards. Local authorities have also set a new date for a referendum aimed to establish more autonomy from Kiev and have asked Russia for protection. Now, Moscow says that it will pay attention to these requests and is also very concerned about the events here in the Crimea. It's also said that it's really disappointed with the new authorities in Kiev aggravating the situation like that here in the Autonomous Republic.
Russia is deeply concerned with the recent developments in Crimea. In the early hours of March the 1st, armed men sent from Kiev made an attempt to seize the Interior Ministry of the Crimean Autonomous Republic. This treacherous provocation left several people injured. Thanks to the resolute actions of the self-defense squads, the attempt to seize the building was repelled. This latest incident proves that certain political circles in Kiev are eager to destabilize the situation in the Crimea Peninsula. We urge those who issue such orders from Kiev to show restraint. We believe that a further escalation of the already tense situation in Crimea is irresponsible.
Now, the acting prime minister in Kiev has been saying that local authorities have no legal rights to hold any type of independent referendum under new laws which have been passed just recently in Kiev. And also they've been saying that they're going to try to do everything in their power to prevent tourists from coming to the Crimea during the summer, including Russians, Ukrainians, Belarusians, and other Europeans. Now, in the meantime, these so-called self-defense squads have been patrolling the key facilities in the Crimea, including two airports, the building of the local parliament, and a TV channel. And basically people here are not recognizing these new authorities in Kiev, saying that they are extremists who've hijacked power. Now, Russia has also said that it's ready to grant citizenship to members of the former Berkut SWAT teams who fought against the rioters during the violence in Kiev. And for more on this, here's a report by my colleague, Maria Finoshina.
This is the Golden Eagle's swan song, the Berkut, Ukraine's elite police force. After weeks of deadly clashes in the capital Kiev, on the orders of the Ministry of Internal Affairs to protect government buildings from rioters, the Berkuts are no more. Ukraine's new authorities were quick to disband the 1,000-strong anti-riot unit. Former officers were made to publicly kneel in western Ukraine and beg for forgiveness, while locals shouted shame, pelting them with objects. The country's acting interior minister posted on his internet page that the Berkuts are finished.
It's hard for us. There are many among us who sacrificed their health and lives to protect citizens, and after 22 years of service, they just threw us out like garbage. It's painful.
Viktor Denisov spent 2 decades in the Ukrainian police. He says the Berkuts in Kiev were simply unprepared to face armed protesters while trying to carry out their duty. On Friday, during his press briefing in Russia, President Yanukovych did apologize for that.
Unarmed Berkut officers have had Molotov cocktails thrown at them, been shot at by live ammunition, and killed. I apologize to these courageous people who have stood up and suffered.
I can't say that I don't accept these apologies. At the end of the day, we didn't fight for Yanukovych, and it was not him personally we protected. We tried to protect public order to allow the state to function.
I show Viktor one of numerous videos posted on YouTube showing the Berkuts in action. He keeps silent while watching.
On these videos, you can't see what these people who the Berkuts are beating were doing before they were arrested. What was going on there was a real war, and only experienced people with special training could tolerate that, and the violence they witnessed led to more violence.
Vladimir, head of Berkut Veteran Association, believes that the warring sides were far from equal.
The Berkuts were not professional when they faced a well-financed and a well-trained force. Their reconnaissance was excellent. They knew about our tactics and strategies. There were traitors in every department. We were naked and blind.
With Berkut's reputation now fatally undermined by the interim government in Kiev, there remains at least one place in Ukraine where they're still respected. Ukraine's southern autonomous region of Crimea recognized neither Kiev's new masters nor their laws, and they refused to disarm the Berkuts. In fact, they reinforced them instead.
This is the headquarters of Ukraine's Berkut here in Crimea's Simferopol. As you can see, the building is surrounded by barricades and patrolled round the clock. So-called People's Guards are here day and night. They say they're worried about attacks. This is the upside-down reality of Ukraine today. Those whose mission just until recently was to secure peace and prosperity of the country's population are today in need of protection themselves.
People here have different backgrounds. They're from different ethnic groups, but they share one common goal.
We are protecting Berkut from the army of thugs who came to power as the result of the armed coup. They are controlling the puppet government that's issuing decrees at gunpoint, including disarming and storming Berkut. We are protecting their families. Berkut's officers are also our protectors against people who are committing armed terror in other areas of Ukraine.
Those who gathered here say they don't want violence, but if it comes here, they would be ready to resist, even if they have to pay with their own lives. Rifnoshna T from Crimea.